What is your name, sir?
I'm Melanie.
Zachary.
Malay. Do you think there is hope in the future from where you are standing now?
Probably not, because it's too small. You don't get a lot of jobs around here to do, and you have to go places that do stuff.
So, what do you need to succeed? What do you need to succeed? What should be done by someone or by yourself or by to make sure that your life is better than what it is now?
If you want people to stay around this town, you need more opportunities, like he was saying, like work experience stuff here. Like there's not much here for work to help in the future. You got to move.
Yeah, well, you have to go away and do work experience, like to another town or city.
If you were to ask someone to help you, what would you need today to make sure your life can start making a difference, can start moving forward?
We need more. We're like around here. We can't get opportunities, and we can't travel. There's less transport here. We're not really known here because how small we are. So we've got that transport here, so we can't really get out places to do opportunities.
So how do you go around from here to another place? How do you travel?
At the moment, we travel by cars, but most time we don't have any fuel in the cars, so we can't really go places. So mainly we just sit around and wait till payday, then go places, and we can't get far.
So where do people get fuel for cars? Like, for example, you get a car. How do you get fuel?
You can get it from up the shop up here, or another little town up further, about 40 k's up there, mate. People?
Yeah. People, you get a lot in reach.
Right. That's still like 7 this way, 40 k's.
Yeah.
Still very far.
Yeah, very far.
What do you see as the issues of this town? So let's start with you. What is the issues that you see, number one?
Main biggest issue is like transport. Like his mother and father split up. His mother lived in Goodooga.
Yeah.
His father lived in Dubbo, and he lived with grandparents here.
Yeah.
And they mainly work, and they can't take him to Ridge or anywhere to meet the opportunities.
Yeah.
So mainly just stays here. And when I come around, I don't even come out here too much. That's why I want to move back out here.
Okay. What would be a pressing issue for you?
I would say the shop. Most people around here can't afford food in there because it's too pricey.
Is it the shop or the food?
Like the shop, it's too pricey.
Yeah.
So instead of people can buy from the shop here, most people can't afford it. So then they've got to go all the way to the Ridge. They've got to drive all the way over there, and they're going to drive all the way back with their food in the car.
Okay.
And the hot eat too.
Okay.
So that's another issue, is probably the prices.
So it's the food is not available, but also the prices are high whenever it's available.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say things around here to do. We've got nothing to do around here.
What would you want to do? Well, I assume when you're saying things to do, you're talking about jobs, opportunities. But if opportunities were there, what would you want to do?
Probably diesel mechanical stuff.
Like fixing cars and things with your hands and so on.
Yeah.
So, do we have mechanics here in this town?
No. In Lighton Ridge, there's a diesel mechanic.
Okay, so if you need something to fix it, take it
go all the way to the Ridge.
Yeah, so that's what he's in now. He's a diesel mechanic over at Lighton Ridge.
Every morning I've got to travel from here all the way up to the Ridge just for work.
So how do you do that? You said there's no transport.
My pop takes me. Because I'm still in school, the school does it all for me. And every morning we've got to get up like 6 o'clock in the morning to travel to work. To get there in time, I've got to get up at 5 just to get to work on time.
Okay. And what time do you finish?
I finish about 3, 5.
Okay. And then what time do you get here?
I can't back here till about 7.
Let's suppose you finish the course, mechanic. What do you do here?
Nothing, I've got to move away then.
So even if you get a course finished, you probably won't be able to use it here because there's no market for it.
Yeah, there's nothing here. So like, if I finish that this year. I can't stay here with that because there's nothing to do here with it.
How are young people managing this environment, which I think is very complex? It's pressing for you guys. How do you feel about the environment here?
It's hard to get around it. You got to find a way just to make a living. It's hard to get out, especially if you've got to live with your older grandparents and that. It's hard for them to know what to do. Like he lives with his grandparents too. It's hard for them to do that every day, day in, day out.
So how do they manage? Grandparents, are they getting any support from the government, like grant payments or anything?
No.
So how then you as a young person feel about that? If you can't work, if you can't go get a job as well, how do you feel about the situation?
It's hard. Admitting, but knowing that you can't help them is heartbreaking because you know you can't help them. And also the environment around here is too hot. So like if you go to work and you're breaking your back every day, sweating it, trying to make a living out here, and the heat's too hot. So most people stop working because they can't handle it.
Do you see any possibility that anyone can make it here?
You can,
But it's going to be a very hard thing to do.
What would you be doing if you were to make it here?
Make it here. Probably. Well, no, nothing really to do around here to make it.
do you mean like financially?
Whatever way to survive and be able to get your life moving forward. Obviously, as a young person, you probably want to earn some income, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, so
There's only really two options, and that's mainly shearing will be at a farm here. So going out with the properties when it come around to season for the crop, or come around to season for shearing. That'll be only
Two options.
Yeah, only two options.
But that's still.
And say you have a 40-degree day out here, it'll be 50 degrees in the shearing shed because you've got a tin shack around you. So it doubles it.
It's going to be colder in the tractors.
But it's hard to get to, especially when, because not many cockies go with black people sometimes. They think a bit racist to it. But some are good and some are bad.
Yeah, some cockies are nice and some just don't like it.
So could be from your last name or from your name. But mainly, some cockies around here don't like our last name.
Yeah.
We're lanes. Some don't like us, and we didn't even do nothing to them.
do you think racism is playing a part in terms of your opportunities as well, even in looking for jobs around here in farms?
If you've never done anything like in farm, some people might give you an opportunity to try, and some people might just, like half of them probably won't, unless you have a bit of experience.
So let's look at the other aspects that I hear on the TV or on the news a lot about young people. Particularly in smaller towns, they are getting involved in drugs, they are getting involved in thefts and so on and so forth. And all the bad things. I'm not saying this is true for this town. I'm just telling you what I hear on TV and news.
Yeah.
What is your take on all those things that come on news? Obviously, tell me from your perspective as people living in this town. When you hear that, how do you feel? What do you want to say?
It's terrible that people goes like, I know why they do it. They do it because they get bored and that, so they want to go steal your car or something just for a bit of fun, which is pretty dumb because people pay good money for it. When they just fuck it all up in small towns like this, like one fellow was walking around with a gun in town a couple of months ago. Yeah.
It's the only way you can make a living out in these small towns. Like young kids, they fall back into crime because there's nothing for them to do. So they fall into that just to make a living.
Selling drugs and stealing stuff and go and sell it. It's the only way they make their living, which is stupid.
what would you say to fellow young kids, maybe guys of your age, girls of your age? What do you want to say as a message? Obviously, you guys, you are living that. You are sort of like at that age where these things are happening, but obviously they're happening to different people for different reasons. What would be your advice to them?
Oh, right, get out, go places. Like go out places and do something. Make opportunities for yourself. Go and make a name for yourself.
They say, how do I do that? I don't know. And nobody.
Go out. Like most people I know, the only way they can make their name for themselves is either they go shearing, make big money in speed shears, or they become footy players. I reckon that's the only way out, is either footy or shearing out of this town.
Is it 12 months a year?
Yeah.
Okay, so it means you have to be moving from one farm to another.
You probably might even have 3 weeks at one shed. And once you finish that 3 weeks, you probably go to another one that goes for a week, then one that goes for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Or if you don't finish one set, then you have
the
to go.
transportation also falls back on that too, because people got to drive out to different properties. So like they got to travel around everywhere.
So you have to have a car.
Yeah, you have to have a car to travel.
And your blankets, your pots and what, because you're going to be living there.
Yeah, you're going to be staying there for like, I say 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
You got to take your own food. You got to take your own food. You got to take fuel for your car to get back to places.
Yeah.
And you got to take everything.
So you need start-up capital money to do that.
Yeah.
So how would you do that? Someone will say, no, I want to do that, but I don't have a car, I don't have money.
Yeah, I'm a shearer.
Okay.
But it was hard at the start because I didn't have transport or anything. So I had jobs like I could go do, but I couldn't get no one to pick me up, and I had no one to take me. That was the hard part, so I couldn't go make money at that job. So I had to skip out. That's the hard part. When I was young, like I think I got my license last year. So I just got my car, and that was the hard part before I got all that.
So you have crossed that path, but so from what you have done so far, what do you see as a difficulty just pursuing that? Just continuing with what you were doing to continue as a shearer. What do you see as a challenge, a problem? Is it a hard job?
Yeah, it is a hard job.
It hurts your back.
It could. I had shearing machines, like I had one fall on my head. So sometimes it can be risky or sometimes good going.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people get hot, like heat stroke and that. And some people drop from like sun.
Some people pull muscle. Yeah, some.
Heat tear. You can get hurt in there.
Okay, let's come back to you. What would you say to younger people of your age? How can they not fall into crimes? What is your trick? Because obviously you are here because you are not in crime. Because if you've done something wrong, probably you will be somewhere else. What is your trick of keeping yourself safe?
Find something to do and do it.
Find something you like doing and just keep doing until you succeed. And when you succeed, you won't go back to doing all that stuff and all of this stuff.
Go sit down with friends and just think about life. Like, what are you going to do for the future? That's probably the best thing, because crime is not a way out. It doesn't help, it only puts you back. And
I had family members that went through a life of crime, and I just got sick of it one day, and I took a couple of them out to work with me, and I showed them what it's like to be out there making hard-earned money. And most of them fellas, they're working now. They've got out of the life of crime, and now they're working because they're making money now. They've got their life set, and they're looking forward. They're not falling back into crime, and they've got something to go for. They've got something to do.
So it's just that people. Are you saying people people fall into crime because they've not had an opportunity to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they do something different, then essentially they will then be able to improve their life.
Yeah, because they're just sitting at home, because they don't got opportunity, they're just sitting at home and they get bored.
Okay.
And then they fall into that. And then if somebody gives them opportunity, like take them to work or something,
Yeah.
make them like work and make them look to that, gives them something to do so then they don't think about that, takes their mind off it. And then they focus on work, then they keep going every day and then they get out of the life of crime.
Have you had the conversations around the Australia Day?
Oh.
Have you had conversations around Australia Day and controversies around Australia Day, whether it should be on 26 and whether it shouldn't be on 26? Does that concern you? Why?
I don't really think about it.
Because Aboriginal elders say that it shouldn't be on 26 because that's the day that the nation was invaded by colonialists. Colonialists say that this is the day that the founding fathers arrived on Australia. Do you guys have an opinion on that? Or it's not something that comes to your mind on a day-to-day basis? It's not an issue for you?
No,
It's not an issue for me.
So if someone is to help the young one, what would you say is the real issue for you guys today?
probably help with transport. Like, we don't even get a bus around here.
So we have to go all the way to Lightning Ridge.
So it's transport, it's a big issue for
Yeah,
us.
biggest.
That's the biggest issue. Yeah.
And two, what is the second one?
Food at the shop.
Food. There are
Prices.
no shops that provide food here that is reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what else?
What was the last one?
We're talking about jobs,
Yeah,
opportunities.
opportunities to do something so you can get a skill, because he has to go to Lightning Ridge that far to be able to make it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anyone who can take you to Lightning Ridge, that means you don't have.
Yeah, you don't got
Yeah.
anything.
Then if someone wants to tempt you into crime, you become a prey because you don't know doing
Got no
anything.
income.
You don't have an income.
Yeah. You don't have any income, so you know, still make a living, like a quick buck.